Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to start planting our containers for summer. It looks like we're in the clear weather-wise. Everything's warming way up and we've got some gorgeous plants to work with. Look at this load. We've got purple and white flowers is what we're going to focus on today. We're going to be planting up these two containers at the entrance to our cut flower garden right here. And then this is a Mangave called Catch a Wave. And I've got the perfect location for this plant. I don't know if you can see it from here, but there's an urn in the backside of a flower bed over there. That's where it's gonna go. I've always been partial to this type of plant. I think they're architecturally gorgeous. I love the variations that they have, and there's quite a few varieties. In fact, we showed you a few that were sent to us earlier this spring. They're in our greenhouse, and I can't wait to even get the other ones planted out. But we were sent one of this, the Catch a Wave, and it's just, I wanted to put it in a spot where it could be highlighted, and I think it's going to be back in that area. And Mangaves, they're a mix between an agave and a manfreda, which means you kind of get the best of both worlds. It allows you to have a ton of different structures and mature growth sizes, a lot of different colors. They can withstand more water than like your regular agaves. They're quicker growing. They do need good draining soil, like well draining soil still. But if you water them a little bit more than like you would a regular agave or a regular succulent, they'll actually grow faster. And the more sun you put them in, the more color they will have, the more distinction, and it will get plenty out here. And it's going in a pot that we struggled with last year. We had drip run to it, but it just never really worked right. We were having to drag a hose out every day to water what I had in there. So I think this is our answer. But let's start with these containers right here. These great big black square containers, they're actually plastic. They're double walled and I've had them forever. In fact, like they're starting to kind of like bow out a little bit, but you really can't tell unless you get really close to them. They're from Crescent Garden. We had them at the entrance to our property when we didn't even own this piece yet, and they have moved out here, and I've loved them as kind of the, I don't know, they signaled opening to this flower garden area, and they're just the perfect size. And I don't know what the interior dimension is here, but what do you think, like maybe 2.5 feet or so by 2.5 feet? I don't think that's full 3 feet. Maybe it is. Maybe it's 3 by 3. For this centerpiece, we don't need anything really bold because we've got these obelisks, and I don't want to grow anything on them because I don't want them covered. I like the structure of them. So we're going to go in with our Stratosphere White Gara. And I think, did I bring over enough? I think I may need to go get one more. I think I'm going to do 4 of these. Kind of like something like this. Maybe we can get away with 3. Let's see. Yeah, I think we can. 1, 2, and 3. These will grow about 2 feet tall. So they'll cover the bottom part of the obelisk, but they won't cover this top beautiful part. And then down below, we've got the Campfire Marshmallow Bidens. I'm gonna grab these while we're at it here. Not all of these plants have color, so they won't, you know, once we get them out of their flats, we won't see a ton of color until they have a chance to be in here for a minute. But I wanted a second layer down. These grow about 14 inches tall. They got a little taller for us last year, so I'm kind of hoping that they're like right in here in this range. And then below it, we've got the Cobalt Superbena, the Bordeaux Supertunia, and the Violet Night Alyssum. And I'm just gonna alternate these all the way around. So we'll have kind of this white, beautiful pop that I think will tie into like the flower shed, and then it'll be surrounded by beautiful purple tones. Now there was a day when I used to change out all the soil in all the containers every single season. And then I kind of gradually went to once a year we would change it out. And now I just put in extra slow release fertilizer. We keep our annuals on a very strict weekly water soluble fertilizer schedule. And we use the Proven Winners water soluble fertilizer because it's got chelated iron in it, which is something our plants typically deal with because of our high pH. Anyway, it's a great fertilizer. And because we're very consistent with that, I just have found that changing out the soil completely, unless we've had an insect problem, is kind of unnecessary. So today I'm going to put in the slow release food, which is heat activated. So it should start working here right away. And yeah, I'm going to top them off with a little bit of fresh. So it looks like the soil has sunk just a little bit. And there's a root ball. Okay, let's get these done. Oh, I cannot wait to see these grow, fill in, and produce more flowers. Now, we did start with quite a number of plants to begin with, but these are pretty big pots, and I want them to make a statement, and I think they will. So we've got the 3 stratosphere whites in the center, surrounded by the campfire marshmallows bidens. I think that's just going to be such a sparkly spot. And I love the structure that Gara gives. I don't know if I already mentioned it, but it's kind of this ethereal, kind of fairy quality it gives to a container, kind of magical. And then we've got 4 Supertunia Bordeaux, one on either side in the center, and then I just went Alyssum, Superbena, Alyssum, Superbena. So it's just a pattern all the way around, and I think they're going to be beautiful. The fact that this is not a Supertunia Vista makes this whole thing kind of work. If this was a Vista, that's probably all we would need in this one pot. But this one, the Bordeaux, doesn't grow quite as aggressively, so I think everything is going to just marry together and be very compatible. And here's a look at the second one right here. So this is your before shot of what they look like. And when they are more in their prime, everything else will be too. We'll have the garden full of roses. We just got all the drip run and the rose ready here, so we haven't even mulched over here or planted our flowers. So yeah, this whole area is about ready to come alive. I'm so excited. Okay, now we get to plant the Mangave. Oh, there it is. There's the urn. Oh, you guys, I just love how this area is filling in. This little pocket, I mean, you move to the right, still have some work to do. But this little area is just so fun. And whatever is planted in here is really highlighted because this never gets shrouded by anything because everything in front of it stays lower. Like even the coralberry, it'll get, you know, about this tall, but you still see this urn right here, and it's backed by this glorious black lace elderberry, which just kind of provides a wall for it. Okay, so I think we just took a look at this area, right? I had to take a quick break because I thought, wouldn't it be pretty to tuck some lemon coral sedum underneath this Mangave if we can fit it? I don't know, we'll see. I just think that the contrast would be absolutely beautiful, and I think that these 2 plants will be very compatible water-wise. So let's see what we can get done here. This plant is going to be a little bit of a beast to handle. It's a little pokey on the edges. Some of the varieties aren't. This one is. So here we go. How's that? Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can tuck some lemon coral in. Does it look like I can? All right, well, I need to tuck a little soil in. It's kind of stunning all on its own, isn't it? Oh, you guys, I love it. It's so pretty. Look at that. Isn't that the most perfect plant for that urn? I love it from this angle in particular because I like to see all the different layers we have here. And this is just such a stark contrast, both in color to some of the things, but also in structure. And I think that that is just so perfect and needed in this area almost. So the lemon coral sedum did not fit. I mean, I could have tried to squeeze it in there, but I think it would have looked a little bit too much. And I really want this one to be the star, and it absolutely is. This makes me very excited to go plant the other ones, and maybe we'll be able to tuck in that lemon coral sedum when we do. Now, these are too tender to withstand our zone 6 winters. So we'll probably take it out of this container, repot it, or maybe even just move the whole pot into a protected location where it's got some heat so that we can have it from year to year. I don't even want to think about that right now though. This is just so fun to get out here and get our first few containers done. And that's the project for today, you guys. I just want to savor it this year. This year I feel like no rush and no stress, just excitement and just wanting to take it all in and enjoy it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you're enjoying some good weather as well. And we will see you in the next one for our next annual project. Bye.